A village is on the brink of annihilation as the Wong family deploys warships, chariots, and numerous powerful cultivators to suppress it. While 3 elders of the ancient village burn their lifespan to maintain a defensive barrier that is about to collapse, the villagers, filled with despair yet unyielding, prepare to face death, hoping to take some enemies down with them despite lacking the strength. When suddenly a thunderous roar echoes across the sky as Yi Fan arrives, radiating overwhelming golden blood energy that engulfs the mountains like a vast ocean, forcing all onlookers to retreat. And he immediately attacks by crushing a Wong family warship with a single step and seizing the 17th elder by the throat. Then, consumed by fury, he humiliates and tortures him by shattering his jaw and limbs instead of killing him outright, prompting the 13th elder to rush in with a massive warship and powerful artifacts including a refined tower and numerous divine weapons. Yet all attacks prove useless as Yi Fan, still holding the 17th elder like a helpless animal, advances and destroys every weapon effortlessly, crushing the tower and shattering all incoming attacks with his golden hand. And despite unleashing his full power, the 13th elder cannot resist and is completely overwhelmed, his defenses broken before being crushed, resulting in a horrifying scene where both powerful Wong family elders are utterly defeated, showcasing Yi Fan's absolute dominance and terrifying strength as well as his intense rage after nearly arriving too late to save the village. The villagers are astonished by an extremely valuable weapon forged from divine jade infused with the blood of the 9 heavens. A rare material essential for creating king-level weapons with the potential to evolve into saint weapons that never decay. It was originally seized by Yi Fan from the 9-headed flood dragon king in the Zuwei star domain. Filled with rage and grief, Dongfang Man vows to avenge his fallen brother by personally killing Zi Tiandu. While the elders of the village are overwhelmed with sorrow, insisting that their fallen kin cannot have died in vain. Realizing the danger of staying, the elders decide that the village must return to their ancestral tribe for safety and strength. This village is actually a branch of an ancient barbarian tribe hidden deep within the mountains. A lineage descended from primordial saints, whose members are naturally powerful and cultivate an ancient barbaric martial scripture. Although the village split off long ago due to internal conflicts, the main tribe had repeatedly attempted to bring them back. Suddenly, a group of extremely fierce and wild old men from the main tribe arrives, roaring with fury and wielding massive weapons like spiked clubs and axes. Their presence like that of ancient war gods charging into battle. They curse loudly and demand to know who dared to harm their people, declaring they will slaughter the offenders without mercy. Their overwhelming ferocity shocks everyone present, including Li Tian and Yan Yishi, while deeply moving the villagers, who feel a surge of warmth and belonging from such fierce protection. The elders from the tribe scold the village members for allowing themselves to be bullied and boldly proclaim that even if the enemy were a powerful Central Plains divine dynasty, they would still retaliate mercilessly. Shortly after, even more barbarian warriors flood into the area from all directions, filling the mountains and sky with their presence. They appear like a massive ancient army, their combined auras shaking the earth, tearing through the clouds, and creating an atmosphere of overwhelming pressure that terrifies onlookers. Even Yi Fan is startled by the sheer scale and strength of this force. Recognizing it as a terrifying power passed down from ancient times, Li Tian becomes visibly intimidated, joking nervously that with such a monstrous tribe in the northern Dipper star domain, he has no chance of establishing himself and might as well return to the Zuwei star domain. The barbarian elders proudly declare that in ancient times, the entire southern ridge belonged to their people, and if not for ancestral rules that forced them into seclusion, they would not fear any external power. The arrival of such a vast number of clan members fills the villagers with emotion and determination, reinforcing their blood ties and making it clear that returning to the tribe is both inevitable and necessary. Yi Fan and his group journey through Nanling, a vast region dominated by endless overlapping mountain ranges, where flat land is nearly non-existent. The terrain is filled with dense vegetation, toxic miasma, and is home to numerous wild beasts and demon creatures, making it far more dangerous and demon-populated than the other 4 regions. Because of this, cultivators from the southern region are often referred to as southern demons. After leaving a barbarian tribe, the group travels for several days before discovering an ancient teleportation formation atop a mountain, which allows them to cross a great distance and arrive in a more populated area. Along the way, Li Tian behaves frivolously, constantly commenting on and admiring beautiful women. Meanwhile, they overhear widespread discussions among locals about the rumored reappearance of the holy body. The news stems from a shocking event in which the powerful Wang family from Beiyuan launched an aggressive campaign to annihilate a small ancient tribe in Nanling, only to be completely wiped out. This outcome stuns many, and eyewitnesses describe a terrifying battle where golden blood energy covered the mountains and a single roar caused the land to collapse. Some believe the figure responsible was Yi Fan and that he has grown even stronger than before. However, others strongly doubt this, arguing that Yi Fan had already left this world 12 years ago via the starry ancient road and could not have returned. The rumor spreads rapidly, causing widespread speculation and unease, with some fearing that if it were truly him, it would plunge the world into chaos once more. Deciding to gather more accurate information, Yi Fan suggests heading to a major city before proceeding to the Demon Emperor Palace. They arrive at Huang City, a massive and uniquely structured city built along and around mountains, with winding walls resembling a phoenix nest and even a mountain located within the city itself. The city is extremely lively and prosperous, filled with constant traffic, vendors, and a mix of humans, cultivators, and various demon races. Strange beings are a common sight, reflecting the diversity of Nanling. While exploring the city, they gather critical intelligence. They learn that Wang Chengkun, the head of the Wang family, has come to Nanling and is currently visiting the Demon Emperor Palace to forge alliances and win over powerful demon forces. There are also signs that ancient races are secretly supporting the Wang family, which concerns Yi Fan. Additionally, many members of the Wang family have gathered in Nanling to participate in a grand sacrificial ritual organized by the demon race, with rumors suggesting the hidden involvement of an ancient clan such as the Divine Spirit Valley. Yi Fan reveals his intention to assassinate Wang Chengkun after confirming the situation, knowing that killing the head of such a powerful ancient family would create a massive shock across the world. Despite the already chaotic state of the world, such an act would still have immense consequences and serve as a strong deterrent. At the same time, Yi Fan learns troubling news about Dongfang Yi, who was pursued by Zi Tiandu and his forces. Dongfang Yi was ultimately driven to Eagle Cliff, where he fell after a final unwilling roar, his blood staining the rocks, leaving his fate uncertain but presumed dead. Within Huang City, discussions continue to focus heavily on the recent battle involving the annihilation of the Wang family's forces. Although many witnessed the battle from afar, none dared approach due to the overwhelming pressure, and thus no one clearly saw the identity of the attacker. This uncertainty leads most to conclude that the person could not have been Yi Fan, believing instead that someone deliberately impersonated him to mislead the world and disrupt the current balance of power. Some major sects speculate that this is part of a hidden scheme to create turmoil. In the end, while the majority deny his return, Yi Fan's legend still lingers strongly in people's minds, with many expressing regret that if he were still present, he might have dominated the current era and rivaled the top young elites of the ancient races. Yi Fan arrives at a grand gathering held in the Demon Emperor Hall, where numerous major figures from both the demon clans of the Southern Ridge and human sects are present, including elders, leaders, and their most outstanding younger descendants. During the event, Wang Chengkun, the head of the Wang family, proudly speaks of his son Wang Tang, emphasizing his unmatched talent, his inheritance from the ancient great emperor of chaos, and his mastery of the void scripture, claiming that such dual cultivation is unprecedented and that Wang Tang is destined to become a great emperor, which draws widespread flattery from many attendees despite the fact that Wang Tang had previously been defeated. While some secretly ridicule these exaggerated claims and question the Wang family's pride, the conversation eventually shifts to recent rumors that the Wang family's forces were completely wiped out while attacking an ancient tribal region, causing Wang Chengkun's expression to darken as he angrily denies the rumors, claiming only minor losses and vowing future retaliation. But others bring up speculation that the holy body, Yi Fan, has reappeared and single-handedly caused the destruction, which Wang Chengkun dismisses as a deliberate deception, insisting Yi Fan is a coward who fled long ago and that someone merely impersonated him. Among the younger generation, talented individuals exchange ideas, compete subtly, and observe one another, while Li Tian behaves arrogantly and mockingly toward the Wang family, and Qi Washui, a stunning and perceptive young woman, suddenly recognizes Yi Fan in disguise, becoming shocked as she realizes he has truly returned after 12 years and understands that the rumors are real. Immediately sensing that a major conflict is about to erupt because Yi Fan would not appear without intent to kill, throughout this, Yi Fan remains calm and silent, restraining himself due to the sacred nature of the location which prevents open conflict. However, after leaving the hall, the situation escalates dramatically as members of the Wong family, including several powerful experts and even ancient beings in disguise, prepare an ambush to eliminate Yi Fan, demonstrating that they had already anticipated possible trouble. At this critical moment, Yi Fan makes his move, suddenly appearing and launching a decisive attack, instantly killing a powerful elder with a single strike, shocking everyone present and revealing his overwhelming strength. He then openly declares his identity as the Holy Body and makes it clear that his target is Wang Chengkun. Advancing forward alone without fear despite being surrounded by numerous top experts, including great powers and hidden elites, the Wong family attempts to resist with their combined strength. But Yi Fan proves unstoppable, forcing multiple high-level experts to retreat in fear as none can withstand his attacks. Completely overturning the situation, his terrifying combat power and absolute confidence leave the entire crowd stunned, confirming that after 12 years of disappearance, Yi Fan has returned far stronger than before, no longer someone who can be suppressed, and that his appearance this time is driven purely by vengeance and the intent to kill. Signaling the beginning of a major and inevitable conflict, Yi Fan arrives alone outside the Yao Emperor Hall, a mysterious and powerful place hidden deep within ancient mountains, and immediately displays overwhelming dominance by suppressing 8 great experts from the Wong family of Northern Plains. These 8 powerful figures, who normally represent an extremely formidable combined force, are forced to retreat step by step under the pressure of a single man. Yi Fan seizes their clan leader, Wang Chengkun, lifting him effortlessly like a helpless animal, completely disregarding his noble status. In front of countless witnesses, Yi Fan repeatedly slaps him, knocking out his teeth and drawing blood, yet deliberately refrains from killing him instantly, prolonging the humiliation. Wang Chengkun, as the head of an ancient aristocratic family, suffers unimaginable disgrace, his dignity completely shattered, knowing that even if he survives, he will lose his position and honor. The surrounding crowd is utterly stunned, unable to believe such a scene. A clan leader of an immortal lineage being publicly humiliated in this manner is almost unheard of. Akin to a myth, many recognize Yi Fan through his golden blood energy despite his obscured appearance. Realizing that he is the holy body who vanished 12 years ago and has now returned with terrifying strength, his reappearance shocks all present, including major figures such as Qi Washui and the Southern Demon, who are both astonished and wary of his immense combat power. As Yi Fan continues advancing forward, still holding Wang Chengkun, the remaining elders reveal their true forms by shedding their human disguises. They are not human but ancient creatures, covered in scales and possessing monstrous features, exposing a hidden plot behind their infiltration of the Yao Emperor Hall. Their revelation causes the demon clan leaders present to react with cold hostility. One of the ancient beings, with purple hair, antler-like horns, and a body covered in green scales, attempts to explain that they are not actually from the Wong family. However, Yi Fan dismisses this distinction, as they had already acted against him. Without slowing down, Yi Fan releases immense pressure through his golden blood energy, crushing the ancient beings. One of them is overwhelmed by the sheer force, his body cracking under invisible pressure. Another attempts to threaten Yi Fan by revealing their origin from the Divine Spirit Valley, one of the most powerful royal clans among the ancient races, claiming authority over countless beings. However, Yi Fan remains completely unfazed and declares that the current era no longer belongs to the ancient races. Rejecting their intimidation, he then launches a ruthless counterattack. With a single slap, he destroys half of one creature's face, sending it flying with blood and flesh torn apart. Another is struck by a burst of golden energy from Yi Fan's breath. Unable to resist at all, a third is directly obliterated midair, unable even to defend itself. Yi Fan's golden blood energy forms an overwhelming domain around him, making him appear like an invincible war god, immune to all attacks and unstoppable in his advance. The entire battlefield falls into shock and silence as these powerful ancient beings, who would normally dominate others, are effortlessly crushed. Yi Fan's strength far surpasses expectations, establishing absolute dominance and leaving everyone present in awe and fear at his terrifying power. Under a quiet moonlit pine forest, the scene opens with a peaceful and almost transcendent atmosphere. Ancient pines stand tall. A clear spring flows gently, and silver moonlight illuminates everything. Yi Fan and his companions sit in silence, immersed in a state of calm detachment, free from worldly concerns, which sharply contrasts with his recent ferocious battle where he was like an unstoppable war god, killing 8 great powers in a rage. Now he appears almost like an immortal, motionless and ethereal, embodying 2 completely opposite auras, fierce like a slaughtering asura in motion, yet quiet and refined like an orchid in stillness. Qi Washui plays a soft and lively zither melody, her movements elegant and otherworldly, her beauty under the moon resembling flawless jade, while no one dares disturb the harmony of the moment. At the same time, Nan Yao performs an extraordinary tea ceremony, each movement carrying a subtle power that calms the heart, purifies thoughts, and elevates the spirit. The tea, made from the extremely rare enlightenment ancient tea leaves originating from the immortal mountain, gradually eases Yi Fan's lingering anxiety over the fate of his old friends. Breaking the silence, Nan Yao reveals that Zi Tiandu, a powerful young member of the ancient race and the young master of Divine Spirit Valley, is currently in the southern ridge and is even stronger than Wang Teng was 12 years ago, implying that the present-day Wang Teng is even more terrifying. The discussion then turns to Yuan Jiyu, another supreme figure of the ancient race, and Nan Yao recounts that he once came within 10 miles of him and only saw a distant projection. Yet even that was enough to confirm Yuan Jiyu as an overwhelmingly powerful existence whose aura alone creates immense pressure. Yi Fan calmly inquires further about the eastern wasteland, and Nan Yao explains that he had previously traveled there, killed several ancient race experts related to Yuan Jiyu, but ultimately found no trace of Yi Fan's missing companions, reinforcing the grim uncertainty of their fate. Despite this, Yi Fan still hopes some may be alive and firmly declares that no matter how many enemies come, he will face and kill them all, showing unwavering resolve to avenge his friends and cleanse his Dao heart. Nan Yao questions whether he can withstand endless enemies, yet Yi Fan remains confident, and even the older demon figures nearby become serious at his determination. Li Tian then loudly boasts about spreading his sect's fame through a great battle, only to be mocked by Qi Washui, who dismisses him as a mere lustful rogue, adding a brief moment of levity. As the night deepens and the fragrance of flowers fills the pine forest, the group gradually returns to silence, and Yi Fan seeks more detailed information about the broader situation in the eastern wasteland, confirming that the rise of the ancient races, backed by dormant ancient kings, has created an overwhelming force that human factions struggle to resist. In the end, Yi Fan asks Nan Yao for the exact location of Zi Tiandu and requests help in constructing a teleportation formation, signaling his readiness to act and confront the powerful enemies ahead.